Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit that notification bell, wherever it is. Tell me updates. Hit that notification bell, and then immediately go over to Keith's channel, which is linked, 93 Lumber spelled out. What's up, Keith?
Not much. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Really good. Yeah. So I'll be posting this the day after I posted the other one we did together, but in reality, it's been one day between those 2 days. So
yes.
Yeah, I'm super excited. So it's Tuesday, and I'm on a channel on Tuesday to try to test my palate. And this one definitely, it has a lot going on, Keith. So Keith sent me this beer, so thank you, Keith. Yeah, appreciate it. Do you want to talk about the beer?
Sure. It is Free Will and Ten7 Brewing Company from North Wales, which I just found out is kind of close to where Free Will is. It is their Persistence of Gravity. It is a blended imperial stout aged in a Canadian whiskey barrel, apple brandy barrel, Basil Hayden bourbon barrel, and Templeton Rye whiskey barrel. And it is 13.2% alcohol by volume.
Sounds awesome. That's a cool assortment of barrels.
I have to get there.
Are you ready to open it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super pumped for this. Using that same glass again. Keith also got me the glass.
Yeah, I'm using the glass too this time.
Nice. I'm gonna try to save this for as long as I can throughout the day. See, I got my little out of season Santa Claus bottle stopper.
Oh, that's nice. Where'd you get that?
I think Shanice bought some like wine bags for like gifts that came with stoppers, or we were gifted one. Like I know we have some as gifts, but we might have been gifted one. So it's like cone shape, so it just fits in any bottle type, which is nice. Yeah. But anyway, no one came for that. So until I hold it up to the like direct light, I mean it's pretty darn dark.
Yeah.
And then when I hold it to light, I mean then you see a little bit of brown, but like it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me just say, I am getting like I have this almost a foot away from my face, and I am getting like this bourbon fudge thing wafting off of it.
Well, and I hope it does have that chocolate thing, because those Ralphius, the base Ralphius is so chocolatey that like when I think of Free Will now and I see Stout, I'm like, I want that chocolate thing.
Yeah. Yeah, but it is not much of a head, but
yeah.
Or I didn't have one. I don't know if you.
I didn't have much either, I don't think. People just have to go back and rewatch when we poured to see if there was a head. You want to get into the aroma?
Yeah.
I tell you what, man, from a foot away, you are absolutely right. Like, I mean, you get the booze. I'm not in an overpowering way, but like you get the spirit too, or spirits, but you get like booze too, you know, and I think that's like a good thing, because this has so much barrel aging that if it didn't have some booze to it.
Right. Yeah, a little bit of that umami thing.
Mm-hmm. Like the coconut amino thing that we've been talking about. Yeah. I get like from the barrel age, I mean, I do get some caramel. I just had coconut with the aminos, but I think a little oak comes through.
I'm like hyper focusing on the apple brandy. I'm like, is it in there? I'm like, I'm not even paying attention to anything else. I'm like, is there apple brandy? Like, like, I don't care about anything else. Just
well, and like you said, from a foot away, like if I was doing this blind, I would think bourbon.
Yeah.
Like but I think if you fight through it, You can get trace amounts of some other stuff, I think.
Yeah. Like yeah, if I was doing this blind, I would probably just say bourbon,
Yeah.
but it does smell like there's other. Yeah, but I wouldn't be able to pick them out. Like, it
Yeah.
does smell there, like you said, there's other stuff going on, but I mean, it's
Yeah, I don't get huge apple. I don't get even from like the Templeton Rye. I don't get the rye spiciness I sometimes get. So I guess that's the trade-off in a beer like this with 4 different barrels is it's going to be hard for all 4 to shine. And this might be more
right.
of the, the conversation might go more, how do these work together versus,
Right.
how much does each individual thing shine?
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely that chocolate thing though, like you said, like fudginess.
Yeah. And I think in that little bit of like umami, like coconut aminos thing, there is a little bit of chariness, a little bit.
I like that note. I do. The more I smell it, the more I get things that the barrel can do, like some, like the oak I mentioned, like vanilla, um, caramel, but it's not a lot of, again, like same thing with the
Yeah.
barrel. It's not a lot of any of this stuff except boozy, bourbony chocolate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Want to get into the taste?
Let's do it.
All right, man. Cheers. Thanks again for the beer in the glass.
Cheers. You're welcome.
Yeah, I can enjoy this whole bottle. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. This is very much up my alley.
Yeah. A
You
little more
before I go off on it, or
my first thing is there's a because sometimes when you like smell something, you can tell that it's going to be a little bit hot or like big. It's a little bit hot in the taste, but I don't think it's. I don't know if it's. There's always like is it the ABV or is it the spirit thing?
Yeah.
And I don't. I mean, it's not
like in the
hot,
chest.
but yeah.
Yeah, it didn't like burn my mouth, but I definitely get. I mean, upon first sip, I get a nice warming in the chest, which is nice.
Yeah, actually, it's weird because the second sip was a little bit smoother, so I don't know if it was just a kind of shock to the palate or something. But
I think like going back to your spirit thing, I mean, it's the same thing. If I take a sip of whiskey or whatever, that second sip goes down smoother than that first sip.
Right.
I think it's exactly right and definitely applicable to this beer. In a good way, I get some cherry. I'm trying to think of stuff I didn't get in the aroma because I do get some of the aroma or a decent amount of the aroma stuff in the taste.
Yeah.
That's the only thing so far I've pinpointed that I did not get in the aroma that I get in the taste. And not like a tart off flavored cherry, but just like a very nice cherry into berry thing that is appropriate for a stout like this.
Yep. Yeah. It's very similar to the aroma though. It's very fudgy and it's very just I would say the spirit thing it's a little less clear what the spirit is if I was doing it blind. Like if I was smelling it, I'd be like, oh, it's bourbon. After tasting it, I was like, oh, I don't know if this is bourbon.
Yeah.
It might be something else.
Yeah, for even like, because again, like the aroma, I get oak specifically, for example, but this doesn't drink like it was oak barrel aged only. Like it does have distilled notes, spirit notes. But again, I think it makes sense. These are not 4 things shining individually. They have come together, and I'll say harmoniously. I mean, I think this drink's nice. I don't think it's like conflicting, like a weird pop of apple, which contradicts the good flavor that was coming before from the rye or whatever.
Yeah. It's very cohesive.
Good word.
Because it doesn't, because kind of like what I was saying, like if you were doing this blind, you could definitely tell there's a spirit involved. But since it's so cohesive. I forgot how to say the word for a second. Like, I don't know. It's like I lost track of what I was saying.
Whatever. It's so cohesive that the individual barrels get.
Yeah, kind of like you couldn't pick one out.
Yeah.
Even if you knew even if you knew that it was more than one barrel, like you probably say bourbon or whiskey just off the bat because, of course. But
well, it's funny, like you were doing it with the aroma. Like that last sip I took, I was specifically looking for the apple brandy, and I found it, but it's not a huge pop. I like the smell. I'm now getting a little bit more rye in the aroma than I got before. Man, I like this. And you know what? I keep saying chocolate, but you're right. It's more fudgy specifically. It's more of a chocolate fudge. Yeah.
Or like, I mean, there's a little bit of like milk chocolate in there or whatever, but like, I think fudge is the.
Yeah, and in the aftertaste, it's like those candies that are like chocolate coated liquors, but more of like it doesn't taste like a rum ball, but like rum fudge, but not rum, but like a bourbon fudge. Like that was a thing. And maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe people do make fudge with liquor. I have no idea. Maybe. But like, I mean, if people make rum balls, I'm sure they could figure out a way to incorporate booze into fudge, and maybe already have. If not, $1 million idea. Heard it here first, folks. But yeah, it's this in a really nice way, and you do see, not just like the rum balls, but I mean, you do see spirits used in chocolate desserts elsewhere. I mean, it does kind of have that because it's so chocolatey and so fudgy, and then just this mix of nice spirits.
Yeah. Weird. On that sip, I got like this nutty thing kind of like right in the middle.
I can see that.
But it was like, it's like, when you take like when you're doing beer reviews and like you take a sip and it like, there's like a part of it that hits different that wasn't like any of the other sips. Like that's kind of what it was. It was like this nutty thing right in the middle.
I can see that. I definitely in the aftertaste have some like almondy nuttiness. That's where it hits me the most, or it's like the most obvious, maybe I should say. Yeah, this is not surprising given what's compromised or comprising this beer. It's complex, but like you said, cohesive. There's a lot going on.
Yeah. Man,
I like the smell. All right, Keith, any last thoughts before I wrap this up?
No, I don't think so.
Wait, did we say that it's Salvador Dali?
Oh, no. I don't think
we even have the melting clock, which if you watch my unboxing, I couldn't pull his name. And I know Keith and Katie laughed at me when they watched my unboxing. This fool, Dali, just say Dali, they shouted at the computer screen. But I could not hear them, for I had already recorded it and posted it to the internet to look like a fool for all to see.
Yeah.
Keith, I cannot thank you enough, brother. Like this beer, I'm loving this beer a lot. We were talking, before we started filming, it's supposed to start snowing here in a few hours. This is going to be the nice beer to sip as it snows this evening. And I try not to think about how I have to wake up tomorrow and shovel. So I appreciate the distraction of the inevitable shoveling that I'll do tomorrow morning. All right. So seriously, people watching, I said this in the last one as well. I don't understand you. If you watch me and you do not watch Keith, it makes no sense. Make sure you go check him out. 93 Lumber spelled out. He will be added in the title of this. So make sure you go to his channel. Instagram, Keith also uses that under 93 Lumber if you're interested in that. Anything else, Keith, for the good of the order before we sign off?
I don't think so. I think we're good. Yeah.
All right. Again, 1,000 thank you. I appreciate it, man. This is awesome.
You're
All right,
welcome.
so check Keith out. Check Keith out. I think last time we were on the opposite side. So I'm like, anyway. Once you're done checking Keith out, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both of those places. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, find the end recording button, and cheers.
Cheers.